Imagine a moment just for you, where with a pen, brush, or instrument in hand, you face the raw potential of creation. No plans or deadlines, just pure expression. It's in these moments, often away from the eyes of the world, that something incredible happens. We connect, not just with the creation, but with ourselves, delving into emotions we didn't realize were just beneath the surface. I've always found that whether I'm writing, strumming a few chords, or just doodling away, I'm not just creating, I'm conversing with parts of myself that I often overlook. This journey of self-discovery through creativity has been transformative, not just for me, but I believe it can be for you too. Hello, my name is Christian. Here at Men Need Help, we dive into the heart of what it means to be vulnerable, be authentic, and to seek help when we need it. It's about breaking down the walls we've built around our emotions and rediscovering ourselves. Today's exploration is about connecting the dots between letting your creativity flow and navigating the complexities of your inner emotional landscape. How do these creative expressions help us understand and navigate our feelings better? How do they make us more empathetic, more in tune, not just with our emotions, but with those of the people around us? If you've ever found comfort in a melody, peace in a stroke of paint, or clarity in the pages of a journal, this conversation is for you. Let's unravel together how these acts of creativity aren't just hobbies or pastimes, but essential tools in enhancing our emotional intelligence, in understanding the depths of our feelings, and in forging stronger connections in every sphere of our lives. Let's dive into the connection between creativity and emotional intelligence, understanding these concepts not just as academic terms, but as living, breathing parts of our experience. Emotional intelligence, or EI, is our innate ability to recognize, understand, manage, and communicate our emotions and those of others, far beyond just a buzzword. Think about the last time you felt a surge of joy, or maybe a wave of sadness. How did you deal with those feelings? If you're like me, maybe not always in the way you'd hope. That's where EI, and even creativity, come into play. You see, creativity isn't reserved for artists, musicians, or writers alone. It's an inherent part of being human. Whether it's in the way we solve our problems, express our feelings, or even craft our conversations, creativity is woven into the fabric of our daily lives. And here's the fascinating part. When we engage in creative activities, we're not just making something external. We're also engaging in dialogue with our inner selves, exploring emotions we may not even realize we're processing. For instance, have you ever lost yourself in a piece of music? Either listening or playing, found you're suddenly able to identify and express feelings you couldn't articulate before? Or perhaps you've journaled, painted, or cooked something new, and in that process discovered insights into your emotions or discovered calm or clarity. These experiences aren't just happy accidents. They're evidence of the powerful link between creativity and emotional intelligence. By engaging in creative activities, we're practicing EI. We're learning to recognize and understand our emotions, manage them creatively, and in doing so, communicate more effectively, empathize with others, and navigate the social complexities of life with greater ease. This connection is not just theoretical, it's backed by science and research. Studies have shown that people that regularly engage in creative activities tend to have higher EI. They're better at managing stress, more adept at recognizing and handling emotions in themselves and others, and they enjoy deeper, more fulfilling relationships. So, as we move forward, I want you to think of creativity not as a skill that you either have or you don't. Think of it as a natural extension of your emotional being. Embracing your creative side in whatever form it takes is embracing a journey towards understanding yourself and connecting with the world in richer, more nuanced ways you may never have imagined. Understanding the connection between emotional intelligence and creativity on a conceptual level opens up new avenues of exploration and self-discovery. But what does the science say? Let's delve into some research findings that illuminate the profound impact that creative pursuits have on us. One landmark study, published in the Journal of Applied Psychology, investigated the relationship between everyday creative activities and emotional functioning. The researchers found that individuals who engage in everyday creative activities reported higher levels of positive emotional states and lower levels of negative emotions. This suggests that creativity, even in small daily doses, can act as a powerful tool for managing our emotions. Furthermore, a meta-analysis published in the Creativity Research Journal reviewed multiple studies on the subject and concluded that there is a consistent positive correlation between engaging in creative activities and emotional intelligence. Specifically, the analysis pointed out that creative expressions foster empathy, promote emotional regulation, and enhance self-awareness. It's also worth noting the work of Dr. Scott Barry Kaufman, whose research into the messy minds of creative people suggests that those who are more creative tend to have a greater emotional depth. His studies argue that engaging in creative work offers a unique pathway to understanding complex emotional experiences, allowing individuals to process and express emotions in a more nuanced way. These studies, among others, form a compelling body of evidence, supporting the idea that creativity isn't just an outlet for expression, but a vital component of emotional intelligence. By engaging in creative activities, we don't just enrich our lives with beauty and innovation, we also arm ourselves with the tools to navigate our emotional worlds more effectively. As we continue to explore the connections between creativity and intelligence, let's remember the scientific backing that underscores our journey. It's not just about feeling better, it's about harnessing our creative capacities to foster a deeper understanding and management of our emotions. With these studies in mind, we're not just theorizing of the benefits that creativity has on our emotional well-being, we're backed by evidence. This understanding enriches our journey as we move on to real-world examples of individuals whose creative endeavors have not only showcased their emotional intelligence but inspired countless others. This understanding enriches our journey as we move to explore real-world examples of individuals whose creative endeavors have not only showcased their emotional intelligence but also inspired countless others. Diving into real-world examples truly showcases the tangible connection between creativity and emotional intelligence. Each story embodies the essence of this relationship, offering both inspiration and a deeper understanding of how creativity fosters emotional growth. First, let's consider the life of Frida Kahlo, an artist whose vibrant canvases are deeply intertwined with her personal tragedies and emotional upheavals. Each brushstroke tells a story of resilience, of pain, and of passion, turning personal suffering into a universal language of emotion. Through her art, she navigated her feelings, transforming personal suffering into powerful visual narratives. Kahlo's ability to express complex emotions so vividly illustrates how creativity serves as a conduit for emotional intelligence, providing insight into her own psyche and inviting empathy from others. One poignant example comes from the world of literature, where Maya Angelou used her profound gift for writing to explore and express complex emotional landscapes. Angelou's ability to weave her experiences and emotions into her work not only provided a therapeutic outlet for her, but also touched the lives of millions, showcasing how creativity can bridge personal healing and universal understanding. In the realm of music, consider the work of Ludwig van Beethoven, particularly his ability to compose profound symphonies, even as he faced a personal crisis of impending deafness. Beethoven's music, especially compositions from later in his life, convey a deep emotional range from despair to triumph, offering listeners a glimpse into his internal struggles and resilience. His creative genius not only showcases the link between emotional processing and creativity, but also how it can lead to extraordinary contributions that resonate with emotional depth. Finally, the scientific creativity of Albert Einstein, who often spoke of the imaginative and intuitive processes behind his theories, exemplifies the broader application of creativity beyond art. Einstein's ability to visualize complex scientific concepts was undoubtedly a form of creative thinking, grounded in a deep emotional curiosity about the universe. His work illustrates how creativity, fueled by emotional intelligence, can lead to groundbreaking discoveries that can change our understanding of the world. But it's not just the Fridas, the Beethovens, and the Angelous of the world. It's also in the stories of people like you and me. It's in the father who finds solace in woodworking, shaping his worries into creations of beauty. It's in the nurse who journals every night, weaving her experiences into a narrative that helps her heal and understand the emotions of those that she cares for. These examples, spanning art, music, literature, and science, reflect the profound impact that creativity can have on enhancing emotional intelligence. They underscore the universal truth that through the act of creating, individuals can explore and understand their emotions, fostering a deeper connection with themselves and the world around them. So what about you? And what stories are you holding within that creativity can help you explore? Remember, the act of creating isn't about achieving perfection. It's about the journey, your journey, into the heart of what it means to feel, to understand, and to connect. As we journey through the landscapes of creativity and emotional intelligence, it's crucial to anchor our exploration in the wisdom of those who've studied its terrain deeply. We will draw from the well of knowledge offered by experts in the field, whose work illuminates the path we're navigating. Dr. Teresa Amabile, a name synonymous with the study of creativity, renowned for her research at Harvard University, often talks about how creativity isn't an isolated act, but a deeply emotional and social process. She suggests that when we engage in creative activities, hobbies, we're not just making something new, we're exploring and engaging in an intimate dialogue with our emotions. This act of creation, according to Dr. Amabile, enhances our self-awareness and emotional regulation, which are key components of emotional intelligence. Then there's the fascinating concept of flow, introduced by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Flow is that magical state where we are completely absorbed in a task to the point where the world seems to stand still. This state, often reached through creative endeavors, is not just about productivity. It's a profound way to connect with our emotions, understand them, and even transcend them. Flow, Mihaly argues, is where we find joy, and inherently, a deeper connection to our emotional selves and the world around us. And of course, we can't talk about emotional intelligence without mentioning Daniel Goleman, the father of emotional intelligence theory. Goleman links creativity directly to empathy, one of the pillars of EI. By engaging in creative acts, we not only tap into our own emotions, but also gain insights into the feelings and perspectives of others. This fosters a heightened sense of empathy, enabling us to connect more deeply and meaningfully with those around us. But what do these insights mean for us practically? They remind us that creativity isn't just a skill to be developed. It's a journey into the deepest part of our being. Whether we're painting, writing, making music, or doing anything creative, we're engaging in emotional work. We're learning to navigate our feelings, to listen to the subtle whispers of our hearts, and to communicate our inner experience with more clarity and compassion. But it's not enough to know these concepts intellectually. It's about living them, feeling them in our bones. So as we move forward, I invite you to not just listen, but to engage. Pick up that pen, that brush, that instrument, and let yourself explore the emotions that arise. Let's not just talk about the connection between creativity and emotional intelligence. Let's experience it for ourselves. Up next, we'll explore some reflective questions and creative exercises designed to deepen your personal journey into creativity and emotional intelligence. Stay with us as we turn these insights into action. Imagine those moments that catch you off guard, the ones where you find yourself lost in a sketch or a story or a melody. It's just you and your creativity. No expectations, no judgments. It's in these moments that we touch something real inside of us. Something raw and undefinable. Today I want to share some questions with you. Not just any questions. They're invitations to dive deeper into the narratives we tell ourselves about our emotional and creative selves. Really take your time with these. It's not about coming up with an answer. It's about observing our reaction to the question. Let them simmer in your mind as you engage with the creative exercises that follow. When was the last time you were so absorbed in something that the world seemed to disappear around you? What were you doing? How did it feel to be so absorbed in the process? Think of a moment where you were in the flow of creativity. What emotions surfaced during this process? Were they different from what you expected? Have you ever felt a connection to someone else's experience through your own creative work? Perhaps a story you wrote, a photo you took, or a painting you created made you feel closer to someone else's joy or pain. What's holding you back from exploring your emotions through creativity? Is it fear of what you might find, worry of judgment, or something else? This is a personal journey that's unique to each of us, and it really is important to remember. It's not about crafting the perfect piece of art or finding definitive answers. It's about asking, exploring, and maybe finding out a little bit more about ourselves in the process. It's one thing to talk about the connection between creativity and emotional intelligence, and it's another to live it, to feel it through our actions. I want to walk you through a few simple yet profound activities that anybody can do. These aren't just exercises, they're pathways to deeper self-understanding and emotional growth. You can start with something as accessible as journaling, but let's approach it differently. Instead of simply recounting your day, try writing from the perspective of an emotion that you felt strongly. Maybe it was frustration, joy, or confusion. Give that emotion a voice, a story. What would it say? How does it see the world? You can also try grabbing a piece of paper and something to draw with. No artistic skills required, I promise. Think of an emotion that you've been wrestling with or one that's been a constant companion lately. Now, without overthinking it, let that emotion guide your hand. Draw shapes or lines or whatever comes naturally, allowing the emotion to express itself visually. This act can unveil new layers of your feelings, some you may not even been consciously aware of. Music has a unique way of touching our emotions. For this activity, create a playlist that captures different facets of your emotional world. Try to include a variety of moods, songs that lift you, songs that offer space, and even those that echo your deepest sorrow. As you listen to this playlist over the next few days, pay attention to how each song resonates with you, what emotions it stirs, and why. Cooking can be an incredibly creative and emotionally enriching experience. Choose a recipe that feels comforting or exciting to you. As you cook, focus fully on the process, the colors of the ingredients, the textures, the smells. Let this act of creation be a meditation, a way to connect with the present moment and the emotions it evokes. Engaging in these activities offer more than just a creative outlet. They're exercises in emotional intelligence, tools to enhance your self-awareness, empathy, and emotional regulation. As you dive into these activities, observe how they make you feel. Remember, it's about discovery and curiosity, about allowing yourself to be vulnerable and open to whatever arises. And I would love for you to share your experiences, your insights, or your creations in the comments below. This journey is deeply personal, but it's one that we're in together. Your stories, your vulnerabilities, they're what make this so rich and meaningful for me. Our exploration doesn't end with personal reflection and creative activities. There's a wealth of knowledge and inspiration out there, waiting to deepen our understanding of the realms of emotional intelligence and creativity. Let's start with books. Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman is a classic, opening my eyes to the vast landscape of our inner emotional world. It's like a map for navigating the complex terrains of feelings and emotions. Another gem is The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. If ever there was a beacon of light in the fog guiding us towards creative self-discovery, it's this book. Cameron's exercises, especially the morning pages, 3 pages of stream of consciousness free writing every morning, have been a personal revelation, helping me unlock layers of creativity I didn't even know I had. Podcasts offer another fantastic way of immersing yourself in these discussions. The Tim Ferriss Show is a goldmine, exploring the habits and mindsets of highly successful people, many of whom place a strong emphasis on creativity and emotional intelligence in their lives. Let's not forget the power of TED Talks. Brené Brown's The Power of Vulnerability is a masterpiece that resonates deeply with the message of this channel. It's a call to embrace our imperfections, to find strength in vulnerability, a message that underpins everything we've talked about today. For those who enjoy a more structured approach to learning, online platforms like Coursera and Udemy offer a wide range of courses on emotional intelligence fundamentals and creative development. These resources have been essential to my growth, filling in the gaps in my knowledge that have been holding me back from being my full, happy, authentic self. But don't forget that this journey is as unique as you are. Explore these resources, find what resonates, and don't hesitate to venture beyond what's mentioned here. Your creative space, whether it's a corner of your room, a spot in nature, or a retreat in your mind, is where you'll find the freedom to explore your creativity and your emotions. I encourage you to share any resources that have lightened your load or opened a new path for you. The comment section below isn't just a place for discussion. It's a community, a collection of souls on similar journeys. Your insights, your discoveries, they enrich us all. As we come to the end of our time here, it's important to me to reflect on the ground that we've covered together. We've explored just the surface of the deep connections between creativity and emotional intelligence, uncovering how these fundamental aspects of our humanity intertwine and enrich our lives. We began with the understanding that creativity isn't just the act of making. It's a profound way of connecting with ourselves and the world around us. It's about turning inward, embracing our vulnerabilities, and discovering the vast landscapes of our emotions. Through the stories of renowned figures and the insights of experts, we've seen how creativity acts as a mirror, reflecting our deepest selves and offering paths to greater understanding and empathy. But perhaps more importantly, we've taken steps together to engage our own creativity, to ask questions of ourselves, and to embark on activities that bring us closer to our emotional core. So what's next? This journey doesn't just end here. Emotional intelligence and creativity are not just destinations, but paths we walk throughout our entire lives. I encourage you to keep exploring, keep asking questions, and most importantly, keep sharing. Your stories, your challenges, your triumphs, they're the threads that weave the rich tapestry of our shared human experience. If you found value in our time together, if you've discovered something new about yourself or felt the spark of inspiration, I invite you to like this video and to share it with other people who might be on this path. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Take care of yourselves and each other. Remember, every step you take on this path is a step towards a richer, more connected life. Until next time, keep creating, keep feeling, and let's keep the conversation going. See you in the next video.